Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all? Money, fame, comfort, yet feel deeply empty inside? And why others, with so much less, carry a sense of calm, confidence, and contentment that money simply can't buy? The answer isn't in how much they have, but in how much they need. Enter Seneca, one of the richest men in ancient Rome, a statesman, a philosopher, a man who had access to more wealth than most of us could ever imagine. But here's the twist: he never bowed to it. He didn't let gold blind him. He didn't let status define him. Seneca saw money for what it truly is: a tool, not a master, a servant of the wise, but a tyrant to the foolish. In this video, we're not just handing you financial tips. We're unpacking 10 timeless Stoic strategies for mastering your money and your mindset without losing your soul. These are strategies for clarity, for courage, for control. This is your Stoic roadmap to financial freedom, the kind that can't be shaken by inflation, recession, or anyone's opinion of you. Let's begin. 1. Know the true price of everything. Seneca reminds us that time, not money, is the true currency of life. And yet, we trade hours of our existence for things we barely notice a week later. That limited edition sneaker. It's not just expensive, it cost you a sunset, a workout, or time with your family. Ask yourself, would I still want this if it took a week of my life? Once you start seeing purchases through the lens of mortality, your decisions sharpen. The Stoics didn't fear poverty. They feared wasting life. Because every dollar spent thoughtlessly is a minute you'll never get back. Live as if time were more precious than gold, because it is. Buy less, live more. And remember, what you own eventually owns your attention. Every purchase should pass the test. Does this cost me more life than it gives? Protect your energy like your wallet depends on it, because it does. The richest life is one that spends time, not just money, on what truly matters. 2. Poverty isn't the enemy. Dependency is Seneca used voluntary discomfort to train his mind. He practiced going without, on purpose, so he'd never become a slave to his cravings. Imagine the power of walking into a store and knowing you could buy anything, but don't need to. That's not restriction, that's freedom. True wealth is when nothing outside of you can shake your peace. You become unshakable, not because you have everything, but because you can handle anything. The modern world confuses wealth with excess, but Seneca knew it was really about control. He didn't want to own more, he wanted to need less, and in that, he found a kind of invincibility money can't buy. Can you say the same? Challenge yourself to skip luxuries regularly. Train your resilience. Depend on discipline, not dopamine. The less you need, the more unstoppable you become. 3. Spend to strengthen, not to impress. The Stoics didn't reject spending, they refined it. Spend in a way that serves your becoming, not your image. Most people buy things to fill an identity gap, but you're not most people. You invest with precision in your body, your craft, your calling. You're building an inner empire, not an Instagram profile. Seneca wouldn't buy a chariot to show off. He'd buy a book to sharpen his mind. Ask, will this make me stronger tomorrow, or just distract me today? Don't fall into the trap of flashy emptiness. Every dollar is a vote for the future you want. Spend accordingly. Let others chase applause. You chase mastery. Buy tools, not toys. Let your purchases reflect your principles, not your pride. Save like a philosopher, not a hoarder. Savings isn't about greed, it's about grace under pressure. When life hits hard, and it will, your savings buy you stillness. You don't need to say yes to the toxic job. You don't need to beg or panic. You sit calmly. You choose. That's what Seneca meant when he called wealth a servant. But don't become its prisoner. Don't hoard out of fear. Save with a purpose. To create space, to buy back your time, to protect your values. And when others panic, you'll have something better than cash. Clarity. The goal isn't to die rich, it's to live free. Every saved dollar is a brick in your wall of peace. A fat account means nothing if you're still anxious. Save so you can serve your higher self. Let your savings reflect wisdom, not worry. Reject the luxury trap. Luxury, once tasted, demands repetition. That daily latte becomes a necessity. That designer brand becomes your identity. Seneca knew, comfort is seductive, but it weakens the soul if left unchecked. Can you still be calm when the bed is hard, when the room is cold, when the meal is plain? That's the real test of strength. By rejecting excess, you sharpen your edge. You don't hate luxury, you're just not dependent on it. Practice simplicity until it feels like power. Because when you can thrive with less, you carry your freedom everywhere. And nothing and no one can take it from you. Rotate in discomfort weekly. It's your real luxury insurance. If your happiness has a price tag, it's not real happiness. Own comfort, but don't let it own you. 6. Invest in the inner account. Seneca's real estate was internal. He built empires in his mind. Ask yourself, if everything outside of me disappeared, what would remain? If the answer is not much, you've been investing in the wrong account. Books, conversations, meditation. These are stocks that never crash. You don't need market timing. You need inner timing. Invest in becoming someone even misfortune can't rattle. The ROI. Peace in chaos. Direction in confusion. That's Stoic wealth. Self-command under pressure. Because one day, life will test you. And when it does, your internal investments will determine whether you break or rise. Build your character like a fortress. Fortify your mind before you fatten your wallet. A mind rich in wisdom never fears bankruptcy. 7. Don't confuse cost with value. Seneca didn't wear status. He wore self-respect. Today people pay thousands for validation and still feel empty. Real value isn't in the label, it's in the lasting impact. That $500 dinner won't feed your purpose, but a $10 notebook might spark the idea that changes your life. Stop asking, what does it cost? Start asking, what does it create? That's how a Stoic shops, with wisdom, not impulse. Luxury fades, but value endures. Your attention is expensive. Don't waste it on glitter. True value adds to your character. Anything else is noise. Buy what deepens your discipline. Spend on tools that sharpen your soul. The price tag means nothing without purpose. 8. Audit your desires. Regularly, not every desire deserves to be followed. In fact, most were planted by people who profit from your unrest. Seneca trained his mind like a soldier. He questioned every craving. When desire speaks, pause and ask, is this mine or marketed? A Stoic doesn't just follow feeling, they interrogate it. Don't be a puppet pulled by promotions. Learn to say no, not because you're poor, but because you're powerful. When you master your desires, you master your destiny. Audit them often. Let go of what no longer serves. That's how you clean the lens of your life. Let silence reveal which cravings are real. Let solitude cleanse your impulse. Self-awareness is your strongest currency. 9. Practice. Gratitude before you purchase. Gratitude isn't just spiritual, it's tactical. It softens the grip of materialism. When you're grounded in thanks, temptation loses its pull. Seneca knew, a grateful man can't be manipulated. Before you buy, list what you already own and mean it. That jacket, still warm. That phone, still works. That mind, still yours. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop growing, it means you stop grasping. And from that stillness, better decisions emerge. You buy because it serves, not because you're scared to feel lack. And that is power. Gratitude protects you from endless chasing. It grounds you in sufficiency. It's the invisible wallet no thief can steal. 10. Define your wealth without numbers. What if wealth had nothing to do with your bank account? Seneca believed true riches were measured in tranquility, not transactions. Can you wake up calm, go to sleep with peace, spend time how you choose? Then you're already richer than most millionaires. Your freedom is the ultimate flex, and it doesn't require followers, Ferraris, or finance hacks. It requires discipline, vision, and values. Strip away the noise and define wealth for yourself. Because if you don't, the world will sell you its version, and you'll pay with your soul. You don't need more. You need enough, and a mind trained to recognize it. True wealth is when your lifestyle honors your inner compass. Measure riches in how little you need to be happy. Chase meaning, not metrics. Seneca didn't fear being poor. He feared being unfree. In a world obsessed with more, he chose less, but better. The real luxury, a mind you control, not one controlled by craving. So spend wisely, live deliberately, and remember, true wealth is not in what you have, but in what you can live without. Because when you master your desires, money stops owning you. You walk lighter, think clearer, live freer, and you become dangerous, not because of your riches, but because of your self-control. If this spoke to you, subscribe now, not to chase the noise, but to train in silence, to learn, to grow, and to own yourself completely. And above all, keep showing up. The Stoics are watching.